Modern Art Blitz. This is our 12th episode. My name is Matt Gleason. I'll be your host today. My lovely co-host next to me is Lisa Derrick, curator and overall aesthete. Okay. So, how was your week?
My week was a lot better than Nancy Reagan's.
Whoa! Yes. A very iconic first lady. I remember Nancy Reagan, the iconic, how old was she, about 95?
94.
And so who would have thought back in, if you had said in 1981, you know, Nancy Reagan and David Bowie are going to die in the same year. You would have never guessed it, right?
Could you have proven it astrologically?
I don't know.
Nancy was really into astrology.
Nancy was the most public person, maybe in history or in United States history, to be into astrology. She ran the White House. I remember Chief of Staff Don Regan, or was he subsecretary or something? But
right.
he just said in his memoir that
Joan Quigley.
That in his memoir he didn't know who Joan Quigley was.
Right.
He just said in his memoir, we would schedule something for 9 o'clock in the morning, and it would be rescheduled for 5:30 the next day. And he would say, "What's up?" And she would say, "Oh, the moon." And they would just go, okay, and they had to do it. So the First Lady, very powerful in the 80s, and kind of an icon. I know at least back when I was a little teenage punk rocker, like Nancy Reagan was kind of the symbol of the avarice of the 80s that so repulsed many of the non-materialistic punks. And I also think she kind of symbolized a certain glamour that became big in the 80s with Dynasty and all that. I never watched one episode. That's more your forte, right?
But she spent like $200,000 creating new china for the White House. She wore a lot of designer clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Her inaugural gown cost $10,000 in 1981 dollars.
$1981 would probably be about 30 grand now.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know.
And think about how much art she inspired with Just Say No and Dare to Keep Your Kids Off Drugs.
She inspired a lot of art, a lot of resistance. And my favorite joke was 3 guys are at a bar. The guy pulls up his sleeve and shows all these military tattoos. And he says, 1953, the Korean War. And then another guy pulls up 2 sleeves and they have some wild tattoos. And he says, Vietnam. The Vietnam War, 1971. And then this guy pulls off his shirt in the bar and he has all these psychedelic tattoos and he says, the War on Drugs, 1986. So, okay, that was terrible. So with us today, and we've got a really good show with some very, very intense artists. And it's going to be a good time, especially if you're into anything involving sketching, which leads us to our friend who's been a guest here on the show before, and he's been in the Sketcher's seat as well, Abel Alejandre. Just don't call me late for dinner, madre. So Abel's sketching away, and the show might have a little more to do with pen and ink illustration than some of our shows, because both of our guests are maestros of pen and ink. We have 2 guests today. Later on in the show is going to be the fabulous Patrick McGilligan, who just had a sold-out solo show at My Gallery Coagula Curatorial in Chinatown with a checkerboard floor, as you see here. But our first guest is a very serious person. Dead serious, Buster. You laughed. She's serious.
I laughed because we've had her on the show before and she's not serious.
We've had her as in the Sketcher's seat.
Silent.
But today, the mouth is open. Maybe we opened a bag of, maybe Pandora's box is cracked. But ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous visual artist all the way. She made the trek all the way from Long Beach, California to our studios here just east of downtown LA in East LA. Ladies and gentlemen, Vicki Barkley.
Yay, Vicki.
And now she makes the long walk. There we go.
Hi.
Well. How you doing?
I'm not in the sketching seat anymore.
You're not in the sketching
No,
seat.
you're in the hot seat.
I'm in the hot seat.
You're stuck talking about your art instead of doing it.
That's excellent. Thank you so much for thanks.
Yeah. Well, you've been in the sketcher seat before, and you will be again. But today we want to hear from you. How did you get started as an artist?
I've always been an artist. I remember when I was in kindergarten, the teacher in kindergarten had us do a drawing of a man at the beginning of the school year, and another one at the end of the school year. And my mother was so impressed because at the beginning it was one of the M&M people, you know. My person was an oval with eyes and it had sticks sticking out. And then at the end of kindergarten, it was a man with hair and he was wearing overalls and a plaid shirt and he had shoelaces. And so that was one of the things that I got praised for. I was the elementary school class artist.
So how many artists start with praise? It's probably the worst thing you can do is praise an artist. So
we'll do anything for praise.
Yes. So and Abel, you're already sketching Vicki.
He's been going.
We're going to be Siamese triplets.
We are.
You know, could be a fantasy of mine. You don't know. So you got your start. Now, where did you grow up?
Well, I grew up in mostly Tennessee, Kentucky, and Tennessee, but I was born in South Carolina. My dad's people are from Alabama, and my mother's are from South Carolina.
Well, wait, because I had this theory that the South was actually another planet, and then you have to take a rocket ship over. Did you travel here? Did you travel from your home planet, the South, in a rocket ship?
Well, no, it was I graduated from Middle Tennessee State University in December 1985, and September of '86, I came out here with 3 girlfriends and my cat Oscar, and I was driving a '72 Chevy Impala that I had inherited from my grandmother.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was pretty. It was it was before '86. I mean that's been many years now. It's been a while.
So can we consider you an Angelino?
Yes, I'm an Angelino.
You consider yourself an LA artist?
Yeah.
With just a touch of the South?
Yes.
A few alien
living in
headwears?
LA makes you more Southern. Wayne White discovered that, and he said that in his documentary. Yeah. But it does. Living in LA makes you more Southern. You become the most Southern person around then. So
you've become more Southern in kind of like a homesickness.
Well, yes, and then you become. Yeah, it is. There is a homesickness to it. It's a strange thing.
And you have kept your accent.
I have what?
You've kept your accent.
Yes.
Just a smidge.
Just a little bit, enough to know.
Yeah, I'm a little bit transplanted. Yeah.
Hey, Nolan, I can't. I'm trying to rotate the background. It's not rotating. I'm hitting next. And it kind of freezes on next. We're gonna have a little technical moment here.
Oh, technical moment.
Dynamic. It's probably static.
Is it on static?
This needs to go away.
That needs to go away. Yeah. Dynamic. Static.
There, now to work.
Next. All right. Wow. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So now explain. This is an artwork of yours, and it looks like a self-portrait.
I've been told that, yes, I know. She came out of me that night. No, this is from a series. It's obviously tarot. If you know tarot, you know that's
a tarot card, the High Priestess. Are you the High Priestess of art?
Some moment by moment. Sometimes I've been deluded enough to think so. They call me the tequila goddess a couple times in college. Does that
So what inspired you to I want to ask real quick. The High Priestess is holding something in her hands.
Yeah, that's a fruit that I made up, actually. Oh, okay, that's a fruit that I made up. It's a
fruit.
A fruit. It looks like a fig, and then when you open it, it actually looks like some figs that I have harvested off of a tree. But it's actually a pussy. That's actually their vulvas. They come apart in 6 sections.
Oh, and in Italian, the word for fig is masculine, il figo, because la figa means pussy or vagina.
Oh, okay. So they masculinize it, so it's not
right.
Quite so sexual.
Fig is that you've created a fruit that it actually looks somewhat like a pomegranate as well as a fig, and it's supposed to be a vagina. Is really. proof that the subconscious is super fabulous.
Thank you. Yeah,
Huh?
and so she's
I missed everything you said.
Eat a
after
pita, baby.
pussy.
It's that kryptonite thing that happens sometimes when the word comes up.
Okay, and then what do we have here?
This is the Fool. Now this is going to be the April Florist Tarot.
April Flores. Can you tell us who is April Flores?
April Flores? April Flores is a BBW porn star, model, beauty queen, activist.
Wait, slow down. That's like she's got too many titles here. She's BBW porn star.
Yes, big.
What is that?
Big, beautiful women, BBWs. Okay. And if you look up April, if you do a quick Google of April Flores, you be careful because it's not safe for work.
It's not safe for work?
If you Google images.
It's safe for work if your boss likes big women.
Yes.
But she's a voluptuous and charming woman.
Yes, she is. And she's been my muse for about 3 years now.
Wow.
3 or 4 years. Yeah. Well, it was, of course, Matt, you introduced me to her because she and
I get all the blame.
I know.
Or credit, I don't know.
Yeah, you're the networker. You're actually you put people in touch with each other.
Gleason is Celtic for glue. It's not really.
But that catalyst thing, that's
There's actually no glue in Ireland. If you go to Ireland, there's no glue.
Oh, okay.
10.
There's no glue. There's no gluten either. Yeah.
There's no gluten.
Okay.
There's no gluten.
So you've got this tarot card working. Now, what tarot card is this?
Now this is number 1, the Magician. They go from 0 to 21, so there are 22 cards in the major arcana, and that's the part of the tarot deck that has not survived. The modern poker deck is the small cards.
Okay.
Yeah. The minor arcana. But what I'm doing,
I can't get a royal flush with the Magician, is what you're saying.
Right.
A full house.
Full house. No.
Okay.
No, none of those. But so these are human archetypes, and Carl Jung wrote
J with a J. Carl Jung with a J.
Yeah.
Okay.
The psychoanalysis, and he wrote about the tarot as really the psychic glue that holds Western civilization together.
The psychic glue that holds Western civilization together?
That's
wow.
Because
I thought that was stand-up comedy, but okay.
In Western esotericism, the tarot deck aligns with the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet.
Right.
The trumps do. The pips are a whole other story.
Right.
But there is a story within the trumps, and then there's a story within the 4 suits of the tarot.
Yeah, and they're all elements, different elements. Now that was in the courtyard of the Arm & Hammer. I also do a lot of plein air, especially of trees. There's a sculptural quality to them.
Where did you draw this?
In the courtyard of the Arm & Hammer last summer.
Oh, really?
I was looking at the Mark Bradford exhibit that day.
Okay.
Layers of paint and so
a Mark Bradford abstraction, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's the only art that he's pretty well known that was in that Hammer show. But there were images kind of in and out. So somehow that from the courtyard of the Hammer Museum, after you saw this is what you came up with.
Right. I was sitting under that tree, and I had just seen the Mark Bradford, which had a lot of layers scraped away. And a lot of it was like geologic time is what his what his images were like. And then it was summertime, and of course it's LA. It's that perfect afternoon breeze and it's about 4:00 in the afternoon when everybody's having coffee, and there's a sense of promise because you're going to get off work. Yes, you're going to get off work.
Can I go now?
Yeah, exactly. But I love drawing things like this because it supports my the other work.
Your other work.
My other work, yeah.
And what is your other work?
Well,
you mean the tarot cards?
The tarot cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're working on the tarot deck as we speak.
Yes.
You're eventually going to have 22 of them.
I'm going to have 22 of
and
them.
most of them are going to feature April Flores.
Yes, they're all going to feature April Flores.
Okay.
Right.
And so she really is your muse.
She's the next one is going to be is traditionally number 4.
Wait, here's the Empress.
Yeah,
That
the
is
Empress.
awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
she's
So where is she in this picture?
April.
Is she on a beach there?
Yes, she's on a beach. Now, I painted this one after I visited Florida last summer, and I was working this. Now, the one before that, the number 2, the High Priestess, was not that. I didn't struggle with that painting. That painting was birthed, if you will, very, very easily. This one was much harder to put together, but I think that she works for completely different reasons. But I had to. The Empress is the queen of. She's the earthly queen.
Right. It's ruled. Her card is ruled by Venus.
Right.
And traditionally, she's shown in a garden. And
So the garden here is at the beach.
Is the beach.
right. But it's nice because Flores, Florida, they both have the floral terms in there.
What's this?
Oh, I belong to a group called the Faux Show.
The faux show.
And this was, this paint tube is my tribute to Tebow's White Rabbit drawing, which...
Wayne Tebow.
Wayne Tebow, yes, Wayne Tebow. So there was, so this is one of the works that I did when I was obsessing on Wayne Tebow a couple of months ago, getting ready for a group show. I produced about 15 works, and in order to get one that I wanted to put in the show. And this is, now the White Rabbit is a pencil drawing from 1971, and I did not include it in the slideshow, but it is a white rabbit who's rendered on a white ground in mixed colors of the spectrum, and that was what they used. That's what I was taught color theory with, that rabbit, and so this is my tribute to it, which is. I don't have a white cat. I don't have any animals in my studio, but I do have lots of tubes of white paint lying around my studio. So I needed. So anyway, a white on white object, and it has to be a quotidian object, an object that you have all over the place. It could have been a piece of chalk.
Quotidian.
Quotidian.
You'll be quizzed
underwear.
on this before the end of the
yeah.
show,
Use the word
folks.
quotidian.
I hope you're taking notes.
Yes.
This is a pass or fail test. I don't grade on a curve.
No curves, except in the paint tube. So it was sitting in the window of my studio on my desk on top of a piece of white paper, and I painted it.
Wow.
Actually, that's oil pastel, actually.
All right. Oh, what's this behind us here?
This is also Wayne Tebow also did.
He did a bunch of cityscapes. They're great.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're like he turns the building. You know when you grab a handful of pens or colored pencils, and it's like this massive handful of cylinders. That's how he arranged. I still can't wrap I have not yet wrapped my mind around how he did that in his abstractions. But this is my tribute to him. This is L.A. and I drew this.
Where were you? Were you sitting in a specific place in Los Angeles when you drew this cityscape?
Yes, I was. I was sitting on North Broadway, about a mile up, I guess, from the city, and I was parked. Actually, I had this. I didn't include the sketch on the slideshow, but there was a drawing that I did.
Wait! You were in Chinatown on the Empress Pavilion. Were you on the third floor of the Empress Pavilion?
No, but those are great photos. I need to make some paintings from those too.
Where were you? Were you in Chinatown?
No, I wasn't on Chinatown.
You were sitting in the street. You can get run over that way, you know.
No, I know. No, I was parked on the side. I was actually parked legally, but I was a little further north.
Okay.
Further north, and there was some curves, and it was a little bit obscured. But I was sitting on north. I was sitting on Broadway, looking south towards L.A., and the time that I was doing the original drawing, the sun traveled from at the top of my drawing down to right between the round building and the tall round building. It was right there when I finished doing the first live drawing, plein air drawing.
I'm liking the orange. You added the orange, just kind of stylized it, or were you hallucinating?
Those are the way that I combine the paint. And Tebow did this too. The pure colors around the edges actually are the seams from glazing layers. So the way he gets the colors and the way he gets those things is there. It's like veils of color. And so you don't let you don't cover everything. You let things show.
Now this next piece was actually done live here on the set of Modern Art Blitz. That is our guest Carol S.
That's Carol.
The great artist. And you've kind of immortalized her here.
She was fun to draw. She's very cool. It was the first time I'd ever met her, and I had, I like her art a lot.
Yeah.
And the draftsmanship that she has. And we kind of had a little bit of a mutual admiration society the first time we met, and I was just drawing her as we were talking, sitting here. And
we had you as a sketch artist that episode, and it turned out to be a nice piece there.
Yes.
You really captured Carol and her energy.
Yeah, it was fun. It was very fun.
Yeah, that was a great episode of Modern Art Blitz.
And that is archived on our YouTube channel.
It is on our YouTube channel. And then you were sketching, I think this was just last week, right?
This is last week.
Oscar Sunday. Instead of the Oscars, you were sketching Theodore Svenningsson here.
At the Modern Art Blitz. I thought that this was good because we talked so much about language and the letters and how he does these designs. So I tried to...
A lot of text in his art, so you had a lot of...
So that's why I put that around him, but I wanted it still to be readable.
Yeah.
And so I could have done all kinds of... I was tempted to, flip them and turn them in, but then it wouldn't be quite so legible.
No. I think you did a great job there. And then this was our other guest from last week. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Looking much like Lenin.
Very much
or maybe Trotsky.
Yeah.
I think
that haircut. Anyway, so that Keith Dugas, the punk rock art philosopher.
The punk rock art philosopher.
Yeah,
Jeez.
That's a title.
We have to go to him for advice about Nietzsche and Black Flag.
Right. That's and the fact that he, without even stretching, that he covers both those bases.
Yes. He's definitely got a breadth to him. So right on. Well. And now explain, we had this one up earlier. What is this?
Now this is the same fruit we were discussing that I made up. Now this is the pussy fruit when it's ripe. Notice it's actually a breast.
Yes, because there is that fabulous neural sensation.
Yes, and so this is a
wow. Yeah.
So this is a you pick a bunch of ripe tomatoes. You get really good tomatoes from the garden if you've ever had some nice, and you have them in your shirt hem.
Right.
And you come in the house with them and
that scent of the ripe tomatoes.
And they're red and they're warm and they're
luscious.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm getting hungry, but I'm not sure for what.
Oli.
So wow. That's all I gotta say. Vicki, you're obviously you got a breadth of talent and insatiable curiosity. Your art is spanning many things. You're a sketching artist. You're doing a tarot card. Your muse is the BBW. What did you call her? A porn star?
Model porn star.
Do you know any of her movies you could recommend?
Oh well, so I found her on X Hamster, and so.
I don't want to ask.
And it's a website that
is that starring Richard Gere?
I'm glad you made that joke because it was.
Yes, and there's one that's really delightful where there's a guy, he's a mechanic.
Yeah.
And she does rockabilly, that aesthetic very well, and she's wearing a kind of a waitress, 1950s kind of waitress outfit, and they have a private consultation in the midst of doing
about
business.
Changing her oil?
Something like that, yes. So I've seen some of her videos, yes.
Great. Okay, so Vicki, do you have a website?
No, I'm on Facebook.
Vicki Barkley is on Facebook. It's a website where you can meet people. If you've ever heard of it, it's Facebook, http:// but no space, it's one word, .com, correct?
That's right.
All right. So, well, Vicki, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
And you're going to go sketch us.
I'm going to go sketch you, yeah.
And then at the end of the show, you're going to come on and show us the sketch that you did. So we have to go to a commercial,
Yes.
and then while you got to give your microphone to our next guest. So hurry. Thank you, Vicki. Thank you very much. Oh, did you take, do you have the box with the microphone? You have it there? Okay, great. All right, so there we go.
Yeah, it's a word from our sponsor.
And now it's a word from our sponsor, and our sponsor is Ling's Market, and to give the sponsorship spiel is the famous, our intern, Rebecca.
Who's
Rebecca,
back?
Intern. You've been gone, wait, before we go to this, you've been gone a few weeks. What you been doing?
My spring semester started. So my spring semester started at the University of Laverne. So
Your
I've been a
spring
little busy
semester.
with that.
What are you taking at the spring semester?
My classes?
Yeah.
Taking Asian art history, life drawing,
Life drawing.
principles of marketing, which is not fun at all,
Okay.
and intro to visual culture.
Intro to visual culture. Now, are you watching any April Flores videos during Intro to Visual Culture?
No, but we've watched Beyonce videos.
You've watched Beyonce videos.
Yeah, but is the intro to marketing something that all art majors have to
No,
take?
I'm minoring in marketing, so.
You know, you'll find out in the art world, you think you're minoring in marketing and you're majoring in marketing.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. But you actually have a word from our sponsor, Rebecca.
Yes, I do. Did you know that Ling's Market has been furnishing beer and wine and cream soda to Chinatown since 1974?
I think I knew that, but I'm glad now everybody's going to know
Everyone knows it now. We have a fine selection of beer and 2 varieties of wine, red and white, and rosé, so 3. Our beer and wine are delicious, or Mr. Ling is not happy.
And I do want to clarify something. You're old enough to drink legally, correct?
Yes, I
You
am.
are. You're now 21.
Yep.
All right.
I've been.
Just got to make sure, because there's probably some law that you can't do this
Right.
until you're 21, which we may
Which
have
I am,
violated it
so
earlier
it's
this
fine.
season. But Rebecca,
right.
our intern from Laverne College?
University of Laverne.
University.
University of Laverne. And that has nothing to do with Laverne and Shirley.
No.
No?
Surely.
She doesn't even know what Laverne and Shirley is because she's only 21. And do you know what CBG? You don't know what CBGBs is, right? We had this conversation
Yeah, I
earlier
told
today.
you it reminded me of heebie-jeebies.
It reminded you of Hebe. She doesn't know what CBGBs
Well, the
is.
bathrooms at CBGB's would give you,
You the heebie-jeebies. Yes, okay. So, okay, well, wow. Well, great. That was a word from our sponsor, Ling's Market in Chinatown. And come on by, and when you're there, they have really good art on their walls. So, well, thank you, Rebecca, and we'll see you next week, unless you have a paper due or something.
I might.
Okay, yikes, there, okay. Wow. Okay, so our next guest has his microphone on. He's ready to enter the danger zone.
The green screen.
The green screen zone. Speaking of green, this man is descended from a long line of lustful leprechauns, straight from the Emerald Isle via immigration to Norwalk, California, educated in Santa Fe Springs at St. Paul High School. Only one artist can compare to Leonardo da Vinci when it comes to grotesque cartoonery, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is our next guest, Patrick McGilligan. Hey, Pat.
Matt.
Welcome to the show.
Hi, Patrick.
Well, and you're getting sketched by Abel here, so
Master.
so look your best. You know, and you wore a clean T-shirt. Yeah. Okay. So hey, so tell us about what the fuck are we looking at here?
That's a painting called Battle of the Network Stars.
And that is, I believe, is that Godzilla on the left?
And King Kong.
It's King Kong and Godzilla. I just sold that.
You just sold this painting?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's all the proceeds went to Bernie.
It
was a fundraiser.
You did a Bernie Sanders fundraiser.
Yeah.
So you're supporting Bernie?
I am.
You're gonna make this. You're gonna make it about politics now.
Nah.
Yeah. You're
Not
not.
really.
Yeah. So you're not a Trump supporter. You're not a Hillary supporter. Okay. Okay. If Bernie doesn't get the nomination,
Yeah, then Hillary. Yeah, sure.
you are going to vote because
course.
there's this talk that if you
Of
were
course.
for Bernie, you're just not going to vote at all.
No.
No.
That's ridiculous.
So you're not voting for Trump.
I'll vote for anyone who's not on the other ticket.
Oh, okay. So it just doesn't matter.
I mean, let's talk about art.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Whoa. I'm going
Whoa.
too fast here. Whoa. Where are we here? So now this
Yeah.
image is okay. This image was this was the cover of your book.
It was.
Yes,
Yeah,
this
it is.
drawing. And tell us about this drawing.
Well, it's black and white.
I see that.
It's a man, and he's drinking a can of beer.
You're sure that's a beer now?
That's a beer.
Not a diet soda.
That's a beer.
No diet soda.
That's a beer.
Okay. And so why the black and white?
I don't really know. It's easy. It's cheap. Sharpie. You know? Sharpie
on paper.
The Jelly Roll.
Where do you get the paper?
It's the backings for comic books. They store comic books in little plastic bags, and they have these white cardboard.
And they sell those to comic book collectors.
And you can buy a shitload of them for nothing. So it's cheap.
Okay. So cheap art supplies.
Cheap art supplies.
So fuck
fast and cheap.
Yep.
So do you start out with pencil and then go over it with Sharpie? So you're just freeballing with that Sharpie.
If I'm doing a painting, then maybe I'll start out with pencil. But with these, it's just, I mean, for everyone that I've done, they're probably a stack this big that I've tossed. You know what I mean?
But they're a real slice of LA life.
Yeah. I mean, I think so.
Do you consider yourself, despite living in Norwalk, California, a suburb of Los Angeles, do you consider yourself to be an Angelino?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So how long have you been coming up the 5 freeway and invading our space?
Well, I lived in Santa Monica. I've lived on the west side for about 20, 25 years.
Well,
I grew up in Norwalk.
You grew up in Norwalk.
And I lived in Santa Monica for a long time. Now I'm back in Norwalk.
Back in Norwalk.
Which I thought was going to be more culture shock than it is.
Yeah?
But it's not. It's actually kind of refreshing.
Really? Is it kind of unpretentious there?
Yeah.
A lot of shootings, though.
Lately, yeah. Yeah.
You're not no involvement, though. You're not claiming any involvement here.
I'm not.
You're not trying to send a message to that other art gang, are you?
Let's talk about art.
So what we have here is a Cyclops. Is this maybe a political commentary on the state of the nation?
No. It's the fact that I watched a lot of Ray Harryhausen movies when I was a kid.
Very Ray Harryhausen.
And it's directly from one of the Sinbad movies.
Mm-hmm. Very Ray Harryhausen. I remember the Sinbad movies, but I don't remember the Cyclops being this orange. What inspired the orange?
He was pretty orange.
Really?
Yeah.
The Cyclops was orange?
Yeah.
Orange.
Look, I remember just a bunch of green.
No, he's
Cyclops
orange. He's orange. Yeah.
Maybe a gold.
Although that's your thinking's a little literal there. I mean, what
Well,
if he wasn't?
you live so near Orange County. I was thinking maybe you were getting metaphoric.
He's not going to let it go.
That
right?
Orange
No,
County
he's not
is swallowing this metaphor of the individual for the collective. No, you're not. This is not a grand art statement here.
Wow.
I was fascinated when I saw all your work at Coagula for the show that was tied into your coloring book, which I love that you have a coloring book. It's not one of those cheery mandala coloring books. It's a totally dystopian coloring book for adults.
Now, I will say that Patrick, I helped publish your book, The Lethargic Artist Coloring Book, for your solo show at my gallery, Coagula Curatorial, and your biggest fan is right next to me. Lisa Derrick here actually wrote a glowing review.
She did, which was really nice.
And Lisa, what attracted you to Orange Cyclops?
Well, I actually liked the way that the Orange Cyclops was not high on my there. You had so many pieces there that I loved, but I loved the way that you dealt with male-female relationships and just sort of your jaded eye at love.
Well, I think there's sort of two levels to my art. There's kind of the stuff that just seeped in over time from my childhood, which is like the Cyclops and Planet of the Apes, the stuff that's just in my subconscious all the time, and it needs to get out. And then there's stuff that's a little more based at real life and from being an adult. And I'm very interested in concepts of failure or perceived notions of failure.
Is there such a thing as failure when the bar in contemporary society is set so low that everybody gets a participation trophy? Patrick?
Yes. I think it's more like the perception. I think if you live in Los Angeles, especially, I think just by virtue of being a regular person trying to get by, like in Los Angeles, if you're not somehow rich and famous, you're automatically a failure.
Oh,
or there's that perception.
It just
it seeps into everything in LA, and I think it's a really unhealthy thing. And so it's something I try to explore a little bit, not really overtly. It's just there.
It informs
something that you're always kind of
our existence.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
a bit of a New York vibe.
Right.
That they say the worst thing you can say to a New Yorker if you really just want to end the relationship is you're never gonna be famous.
Wow.
It kills them.
Well, I'm looking at like regular people. Like for a long time, I didn't own a car in LA for a long time.
Those aren't regular people. Look at them.
Oh, the happy family.
That's just a family portrait.
A family portrait.
Like
Yeah.
it's any other. It's like any other
We've
family.
got Frankenstein
Everybody
and
has
his
to
bride.
crowd in.
Who's down below? That's
Somebody's always getting a little cut off. You know.
the wolf.
the Wolfman, and who's
the
that?
Wolfman, the Hunchback. I think.
Oh, the Hunchback.
Dracula's
and
in
then
the
Dracula
back.
back there.
Mummy and Mummy.
You know, I didn't get the creature. It's one of the few drawings of monsters I didn't get the creature in.
You didn't put the creature of the Black Lagoon?
No.
Maybe he was the one taking the
He
family
pops up
photo.
a lot in my stuff.
Why? You know, and he pops out of lakes, and then he pops up in your subconscious. What is your subconscious? A lake?
Probably.
Okay,
A
just-
murky.
or a lagoon.
It's a black
Pardon me,
lagoon.
It's a lagoon.
It's a
your-
black
your-
lagoon.
your- okay, so
Yeah.
your subconscious is a black lagoon. Now,
I think
here's
so.
one of the Planet of the Apes. How many times have you seen a Planet of the Apes movies?
Well, you know, in 1974, my mom took me to see Battle for the Planet of the Apes, which is the last in the original series.
And may I say, the bitchinest, man!
It is the best. I thought it was Lawrence of Arabia. You know, I was 10 years old.
I'm
it was,
totally with you.
Paul Williams is in it. You know,
How did that not win Best Picture? What was 75? What was Best Picture that year? One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Something.
74,
I don't-
Godfather Part 2? I'm
Probably.
sorry.
Godfather.
yeah, Battle for
won.
the Planet of the Apes.
Battle for the
Yeah,
Planet
It's a
of the
classic.
Apes. Come on, man.
It's a classic.
I can't believe it. And so what's going on here with the drawing here?
That's
Dr. Zayas
Dr. Zayas eating a
eats
ham on
a
rye
while reading Ham on Rye. So
it's a little Planet of the Apes Bukowski mashup.
I wonder now. You know, I think we'll have to look deep. Did Bukowski ever write a Planet of the Apes poem? That I would be interested in reading.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say probably not.
Yeah.
But you never know. There's
Your work has this, even if that piece was taken out, your work has a very visual Bukowskian feel. It is that jaundiced eye, that teetering on the edge of a bar stool feel. You're overhearing people's conversations and just seeing the wretchedness of humanity.
Well, it's funny because I don't always see it as wretched.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well,
I mean, it may be, but
I mean, there is
you know,
there is a warmth in there. But I noticed that with Bukowski's work as well. There's a certain amount. You see the flaws and you love in spite of them.
What could be warmer than ape and baby? Wait, is that an ape mother or father?
I think it's the mother. It's probably the mother.
Yeah.
It's probably the mom. It's like a Madonna and child, but with monkeys.
Madonna and child, but with monkeys. Yes.
Yeah.
And is this hanging in any Catholic churches that you know of?
No, but it should be.
It should be. Oh my God. One more show. I can't have my mother stream on YouTube. Okay, so what's this?
Well, I think that one pretty much, you know.
You know, I feel pretty.
Again, you know, it's L.A.
It's very LA.
Everything's about how you look, you know.
Speaking of how you look, how's that drawing coming?
Not looking good.
Okay, so and then so you had a solo show at my gallery, and I got to say, you know, we did great with the sales. We got a lot of attention. People coming back.
It was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was really
It was
fun.
a fun show.
Yeah.
And really the comic book or the coloring book is still for sale on Amazon.com,
Yep.
the Lethargic Artist Coloring Book.
Yep.
And so you've got a growing fan base.
Which, you know, that's great.
Yeah.
I wish it would grow more.
And I'm wondering about, I've noticed you're kind of doing okay with the chicks too. What's the secret?
Am I?
Is it the art?
Really?
Is it the art?
Where are you hearing this?
It's a vicious.
I'm really curious about
It's a
this.
scandalous rumor.
I'd like to know.
Patrick.
I'd like to know more. Tell me more.
We're starting it today to help you tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah, doing great.
So is this now? Forget monsters. You're now delving into the realm of science fiction.
Well,
here.
I've always been delving into the realm of science fiction.
Do you
That's,
think
you know,
with artificial intelligence, this drawing might actually be science fact?
I can't wait till the robots take over. Frankly,
Yeah.
they can't do any worse than we've been doing.
You've got more faith in robots than mankind.
I have more faith in the animatronic Mr. Lincoln than I do in most of the people running today.
Most
so.
people are going to let you down. How many Look, if the robot doesn't kill you, he's probably not going to let you down.
Yeah.
And if he's an assisted suicide robot, he can't let you down. And coming up next,
One of my favorites.
she looks like trouble.
Yeah, she was.
So, how long did you date this lovely drawing?
Define date.
Date. How many booty calls are we looking at?
Let's just, next slide.
All right. And then what the hell is going on here?
That one is called The Monster Knows He's on TV.
The monster knows he's on TV. A little sarcastic guy there. Is that based on a squirrel? Based on Godzilla
It's
as a
just
rodent?
based on, giant monsters.
There's the tongue really reminiscent of the rock band Kiss.
I was going to say
There's a lot of Gene Simmons in there.
Is
Yeah.
there? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Look, he's licking you. He's reach up and
Although-
there you go, Lisa. He's licking your armpit.
There you go.
So
He
wow.
likes that. He
Okay.
likes that.
So what inspires something like this?
Just, watching a lot of Toho movies when I was a kid.
Okay, so-
they're just all that. So the TV was always on when I was a kid. When I was a kid, there was no cable, and before infomercials, the cheapest thing in the world to show on television was old movies.
Right.
And so every channel that wasn't one of the major networks,
Chiller, Seymour and the Slimy Wall.
I mean,
all of those.
morning till late hours of the next morning.
Do you
were just
remember a
bad movies.
show that was in the afternoons, Dr. Frightenstein?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What
yeah.
happened to that?
That was a Canadian kids show, I think.
Never won an Emmy. Never won an Emmy.
Canadian Emmy, maybe.
Maybe it won a Canadian Emmy. Great
Yeah.
show though.
Yeah, it was great.
And a lot of monsters on
The
that.
Librarian, you remember him?
Oh God, the librarian was the
Yeah.
best part.
He
Yeah.
was my favorite on
Yeah,
that
because
show.
he would do like.
It was called The Hilarious House of Frightenstein.
Hilarious. There you go,
Yeah.
man. You got some good TV trivia.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it was
Jeez.
pretty great stuff.
Can we challenge you to some TV trivia?
Go ahead.
You're pretty good.
I don't know.
You don't know?
We'll find out.
Okay, so let's see. What the hell is
That's
that?
the bird.
There's a bird on set.
And she's
pretty- he's
molting.
pretty-
She's
she's-
molting. So she's being very talkative.
Oh, when you talk to her, she won't talk to you. That's very LA too. That's much like your.
Yeah,
much
Now
like
she
your
now
art.
she
true.
wants her. She heard that the monster knows she's on TV.
Yeah. So okay. So let's do some TV trivia with this man. Who was Bewitched's cousin?
Oh. Wait. Oh my God.
What was her name?
She was Elizabeth Montgomery with dark hair,
as,
right?
as a brunette.
Oh
yes.
my God.
Okay, I'm gonna have to.
Oh, that's bad.
Field to.
It was
Yeah,
Serena.
Serena. That's right. See, I was going to say
Yes.
Sabrina, but I knew that wasn't right.
my all-time.
Serena.
My
yeah.
all-time favorite.
Yeah.
That means you had a correct answer when the bird chirped.
She was the hotter Elizabeth
Yes,
Montgomery.
Oh yeah,
Much
she
hotter,
was
yes.
she was
Yeah.
much more
Just-
free spirited.
Oh, yeah.
I had a big sexual awakening to Serena.
That's one of the. One of the reasons I might have brought her up.
Yeah.
Yeah, slightly erotic.
She predated Linda Carter as
Linda
Wonder Woman.
Linda Carter as
Yes.
Wonder Woman came much later.
Yeah.
By
But
then
they
we were
were-
jaded.
Yeah.
We were jaded.
Yeah.
So if you had a choice to watch on TV, there's two things on TV right now. It's 1975. You can watch a rerun of the 1960s Batman show or the live broadcast of Evel Knievel jumping the Snake River. What are you watching?
Well, I'm watching Evel Knievel jump Snake River.
He didn't jump it though.
Did he crashed?
He crashed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pathetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was basically a manned rocket.
Yeah.
You know?
I remember.
That was just.
It was basically like they just strapped a
They
rocket
strapped him into a rocket.
and then
yeah,
and
and
they-
then it
Yeah.
was his parachute out. What a
Yeah.
flaw. He never succeeded.
There's a great line from a Handsome Family song that talks about Evel Knievel, and it says, I loved him better each time he crashed.
Yep. It was
there's-
the bravery of failure
Yeah.
embodied in Evel Knievel
Right,
and perhaps in the art of Patrick
So-
McGilligan. Patrick, how long have you been drawing?
As long as I can remember.
Yeah.
You'd think I'd get better, but
But you're at the peak of your success right now. You've got
is this the peak?
this is it. You're on Modern Art Blitz. Once you're a guest on Modern Art Blitz, it's all downhill.
Damn it.
Look, it's the battle of the network stars.
Yeah.
It is the battle of the network
the
stars.
network stars.
And I'm thinking that King Kong is the inevitable winner here. What do you think?
I'm always rooting for the home team.
Yep.
You know?
So these athletes come over from Japan, think they can destroy our cities better than our own monsters.
They come over here, taking our jobs and our women.
Yeah.
And King Kong's just not gonna.
He's not going to have it.
Yeah.
He is not.
Did they ever unite against Mothra? Like, was Mothra evil?
I don't think
or
they
Mothra...
ever teamed up. I think they fought each other.
It was always King Kong adversarial. There was never any peace agreement.
Well, King Kong did fight a robot King Kong in King Kong Escapes.
Wow.
Yeah.
What year was that?
60s.
In the
something.
60s? Like, that's when the King Kong was before Dino De Laurentiis resurrected.
It was based on the King Kong cartoon. It was a King Kong, like, Saturday morning cartoon.
Wow, I missed that one.
And then they made a film that was actually based on characters from the cartoon.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about Gigantor? Remember?
Yeah,
I still have the
Gigantor.
theme song in my head.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember the new...
The Dickies did a really great
Dickies
version
did
of
a great
Gigantor.
cover. Now, do you remember the new Zoo review?
Of course.
Yeah.
Coming right at you.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
And the banana split.
This is, you know what? No one under 50 is going to understand
This is the
any of this
episode
stuff.
for senior citizens.
Yeah.
If you got your AARP card, you're gonna love this episode. Otherwise,
Rebecca the intern just completely
we're
tuned
just
out.
old people.
She fell asleep over there.
Rebecca, she passed out.
She's Googling these things so
Are
she
you
can
Googling
have
everything?
because it's probably going to be in her art history class.
We were making noise over there because Rebecca was showing me her art.
Her art.
She's great.
Yeah.
Well, she's our
very-
intern. We expect greatness from her.
I can't wait to see this guy's.
Well, speaking of which, we've had Abel Alejandre sketching, and our first guest, Vicki Barkley, was sketching since she resigned her post as guest, and she's in the off-camera sketching thing. So we've got a few minutes here to see the sketches. Vicki, take off your shoes and come on the green screen and show us
what you've done.
what you've done. Here, hand it to me, and I'll. Okay, so I'm gonna change cameras here and get that. There we go. That's about as good as we can get it. Oh wait, here, Patrick, you hold that,
Yeah,
Patrick.
yeah.
Hold that.
To the camera?
Close.
Where?
There, hold on. Yeah.
Like
To the,
this,
no,
yeah?
to your. That's your camera.
This way?
Yeah.
There.
Okay.
Okay. There.
All right.
Wow.
So that's the set of Modern Art Blitz.
With one of Patrick's pieces behind us.
Yes, we still have a Patrick McGilligan back there.
They should lose that.
I love looking around at Patrick's head in horror and terror.
Awesome. Okay, so now sketching along for the entire episode. You can put it down. You can put it down. Thank you, Vicki. Hang out.
Wow.
So,
That's
so
great.
sketching for the entire episode has been Abel Alejandre, and here, pass that over to Lisa and I think if we get the camera 3 on it, we can really go. So we've got that's Lisa's at the farthest part. Lisa, you're actually no, you're all the way over, all the way. Keep going. No. That's not. No.
I'm
back
in the
here.
middle.
No, you're not. That's Vicki. Your hands by you.
Oh, I'm covering my face?
Yes.
Oh,
There you
that's
go.
me over
Yes.
there. That's
and then
me.
the guy with glasses is probably me, just a hunch.
Yes.
And then
Oh,
we have
then there's
Vicki and then Patrick.
Okay, and then there's Patrick.
With no monsters. All right. So great. Well, hey.
Wow.
What a crazy episode this was today. I would like to thank our guests, Vicki Barkley and Patrick McGilligan, our sketcher, Abel Alejandre, intern Rebecca, my lovely co-host Lisa Derrick. My name's Matt Gleason. We do this every Sunday live at 5. We're called Modern Art Blitz. And we are available in perpetuity or until Iran bombs us on YouTube.
See you next week.
You see every Sunday. We see you every Sunday. See you
That's
next
right.
week. And now it's time for our theme song.
It's a place for scars, a place for strain. Welcome to Hollywood. Did you come here for a reason, or just because you could?